Hi, Virgo and Virgo Rising. Here is your horoscope for December 2025. I'm Astrologer Joseph Anthony. All right, here we are, last month of 2025. And when we look back at this month, we're going to see that it's an end of an era. So December, for many of you, is very, very reflective. And this is only because Mercury has come out of retrograde now and is moving through Scorpio. That is your ruler. But we also have planets in the fourth house, which has a lot to do with emotions connected to the past. But there is optimism here. The second half of the month, these planets will move into Capricorn and your fifth house of creativity. So what this month is really all about is saying goodbye to a chapter of your life that no longer serves you. This entire year has been like that, where things have been revealed, transformed, needing to change. And this is going on for everybody, all the signs. But if you're a Virgo rising or a Virgo sun sign, this is a very general overview using Western tropical whole house systems, where we equal out the houses. As you can see here, they're all equal. And then we put the sign on the ascendant here, and then we could see where the planets fall. Gives us a very general idea of what's going on. And it's about 70 to 75% accurate. But your own birth chart will be much more accurate because it has the exact alignments and, on the birthday that you were born, where everything was. But this, again, is still pretty accurate. It'll still give you a good broad view of what's going on. So we start off the month with these three planets in the fourth house. Now, this is the section of the chart that deals with emotions, foundation, feelings, family, anything to do with real estate, remodeling. All of that stuff falls under this umbrella. Now, since we're talking about Sagittarius season, this is all about travel. This is all about learning. This is all about exploring and understanding things. So many of you are going on this journey, whether it's internal or on a physical journey, like driving or getting on a plane or a bus or whatever you're into, and exploring. Some of you may be going back to the past because the fourth house, the eighth house, and the 12th house all are kind of doorways to the past. So when we have planets going through them like this, there is definitely this desire to either move or to reminisce about places you've lived before, where you've been. But Sagittarius is about the future. So maybe some of you are considering moving or buying land or are thinking about something to do with your current location. And that's very possible. Or there could be some family dynamics that are going on right now, okay? There's definitely a very active social month ahead for sure with all this Sagittarian energy, and especially after the 21st when these planets will enter the fifth house, which is definitely more about fun and playfulness and, enjoying the loved ones. But as we start off the month, Venus has now entered Sagittarius, which it did on the last day of November, right there. And Venus represents relationships. It represents values. It represents money. It represents sort of how you interact with others. And Venus in Sagittarius in the fourth house is definitely wanting to travel to see friends or visiting friends, like going to their homes, or you have people coming to your home, that kind of thing. And so this is very important now for the next 3 or 4 weeks as Venus makes its way through the fourth house to enjoy yourself and to enjoy the current people around you. Now, the one thing about Venus in the fourth house, you may get that itch to change something about the house, like decorations, wall colors, paint, roofing issues, whatever it is. Because Virgo and Virgo rising folks are perfectionists. And so they're constantly analyzing and trying to perfect things. And this time it could be about the home life, especially when Mercury will be entering this part of your chart as well. So that desire is going to be ramped up even more. And so this is the beginning stages of it. Also, we have a new moon that's going to activate the fourth house. This is why I'm saying things pertaining to the home, feeling, or foundation are going to be highlighted this month. Now, let's talk about this Gemini full moon this month. It's in the career sector right up here. And it's going to be at 13 degrees of Gemini. So wherever that is in your actual birth chart, you want to take a look and see what it's doing in your personal chart. But here we see the axis between the full moon and the sun in the fourth house. So again, this has to do with your stature, how you're seen in the public. You may find yourself being in the public a lot more, maybe speaking, writing, expressing yourself. Dealing with the public. Let's say you have a job that deals with the public. You may have more realization in that area. And so this access point has to do with security versus your job. Maybe you're traveling. Maybe you're thinking about leaving your job. Full moons are realizations, and they can transform something, like an ending, a completion, or a realization of some kind. And so your mind is going to be extremely active in this first week of December, and mainly because of this Gemini moon as well. Okay, so you're contemplating all possibilities. And this is because we also feel the pressure of 2026 coming in. And 2026 is absolutely, completely different than 2025. The outer planets are all going to switch signs, except for Pluto, and there is tremendous amounts of change happening in 2026. It's up to you how you deal with it, but it absolutely shows new ways of doing things for next year. And this kind of sets the tone for this month going into the new year. Now, Neptune goes direct in Pisces on the 10th. There it is right there. And of course, this is the last time Neptune will be in Pisces. And this is in the 7th house and having to do with relationships. Over the course of the next couple of months, as Neptune makes its way out of Pisces and into the 8th house. In the meantime, this is really asking you to look at your current relationships. Are you happy with the people in your life? Do you need to get rid of some people in your life? Have certain relationships run their course? Are you around very spiritual people that uplift you? Do you have needy people around you that are constantly pulling on you? So this is the kind of energy that this Neptune is going to bring up as it moves direct, which means just moving forward, as opposed to reverse and retrograde, which means going within. So there's a lot of questions in this area having to do with relationships around this time. Okay, so this is going to be a very important time for many of you. Now, Mercury, your ruler, re-enters Sagittarius after its long retrograde from Sagittarius through Scorpio and back into Sagittarius. Now, here we see, look at all these planets in the 4th house. Mercury here adds more mental capacity into this house area. So this is your home life, your family, your feelings. But again, it's Sagittarius, so it can be optimistic. Sagittarius, very optimistic sign. And so you might see things a little better, a little clearer, a little more understanding, but your mind will be extremely active. Mercury in Sagittarius is very sharp, very quick-witted. It wants things now. It speaks its mind. And this pertains to feelings, your home life, anything to do with remodeling, where you currently live. You might have that itch to travel or explore or want to move. This is going to be the dynamic now with all these planets in this part of your chart. So this is going to be a real strong pull because we also have the new moon coming in on the 19th, which is also in this area. And I'll cover that in a second. But Mars will enter Capricorn on the 15th. And there it is right there. Enters the 5th house of creativity. Now, Mars works very well in Capricorn. It steadies the energy of Mars with the sort of discipline that Capricorn has. And so during the course of the next 5 to 6 weeks, Mars making its way through Capricorn is going to find you meticulously trying to perfect things in your life, at the same time starting new creative projects. So this could be a lot of fun for many of you. So this is the 5th house, which has to do with fun. It has to do with love. It has to do with speculation, creativity, gambling, deals with children. And so you might find yourself here now motivated by something new. Maybe you're working with a project with one of your children, if you have children, or you're starting a new project at work that is exciting and needs your expertise on things. And so Mars is going to help you in that department. Okay, that's how it works. It gives us the motivation and drive. Now, here's the new moon in Sagittarius on the 19th. It will be at 28 degrees of Sagittarius. So wherever that is in your birth chart, you want to take a look. But generally speaking, a new moon in the 4th house could be a new residence, could be a new person in your life. Maybe you have a roommate or situation. Maybe you're thinking about remodeling. Maybe you're thinking about buying a second home. Stuff like that is under the umbrella of a new moon. Think of a new cycle coming in, a 2-week cycle that brings opportunity. So here we have an opportunity for all of that. And since we're talking Sagittarius, travel, learning, exploring, all come to mind. Like, for instance, maybe you're traveling to a local community center or meeting up with other people for a class, or wanting to go to more lectures, stuff like that is what I'm talking about. Again, it depends on your own personal birth chart, but generally speaking, this is what it means, okay? We also have now Sun entering Capricorn around this time. This happens every year. Sun in Capricorn absolutely amplifies the discipline and the need for work and responsibility. And Virgos are known for that as well. So here we see more creativity coming into the picture, lots of motivation to get stuff done, and creativity. Lots of it, on every level, whether it's work, whether it's your current home environment. Maybe let's just say you moved into a new place. There's going to be a lot of work, a lot of effort to fix it up, clean it, whatever you got to do, paint it. That's what I'm talking about if you decide to move. So this has a lot to do with children as well, too. The sun in the 5th house. Maybe your children are moving or a child is moving and they need your help. That's what I'm seeing here. So keep that in mind. And then last but not least, we have Venus entering Capricorn as well. So this is all about taking your relationships seriously, taking your job seriously, your money, becoming more organized. These 3 in the 5th house, not only are they creative and loving and caring, but they could also be very responsible and very businesslike. Capricorn is very businesslike. So Venus here now takes all your relationships seriously, whether they're business or personal. And so this is a time now as you enter the new year of 2026 where you're taking a more serious approach to how you do things in the near future. All right. So anyway, there you have it. There's the general overview. If you want to know more, I do an extended version of this in my Inner Circle community, and I left a link down below. And there we talk about everything, including all of the conspiracy stuff that's going on, that's coming out. We talk about astrology. We talk about current events. And, of course, I do go over some people's chart. They send me a chart, and I'll go answer a couple of questions for them. And, every Sunday we're on a Zoom call. And now we've added Thursdays also for another live call. So there's a lot to do there. We post a lot of stuff that's going on. And you might want to consider checking it out. There's a free 7-day trial. And I hope to see you in the community. Have a great month and a new year, and I will look forward to talking to you soon. Bye for now.